Usually, I start off by saying, "How's it going, everybody?" But I know how it's going for everyone. Welcome back to the Chatting Leeds YouTube channel. It's time for your Arsenal Leeds review. Arsenal 2, Leeds United 1. How it stayed at that scoreline, I do not know. It was a very, very one-sided affair in general. First 10 minutes, the game was pretty much gone. And Leeds United hit the relegation zone for the first time since I believe it was October. I think I heard on the Sky Sports commentary. Obviously, as Everton annoyingly picked up 3 points at Leicester, as deep down I think we kind of expected that to be the case. Just before I go any further, smash a like, show some support on the channel. It's not easy doing a match reaction when the mood is so bleak. Subscribe to the channel if you're brand new. Share all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. And yeah, if you haven't already, go check out the membership available on Chatting Leeds. It's £1.99 a month, and you'll see all the perks and everything that do come along with that. So then that's out of the way. Let's get into the specifics then. So first half was probably the worst 45 minutes of football I've seen all season from Leeds United. We were all over the place, clueless, pathetic, no heart, no desire, no character, no authority on that game. I think we all kind of knew going into it deep down that it was probably going to be a defeat. You know, Arsenal are fighting for top four. They couldn't afford to lose that game or even draw it going into the North London derby that they've got on Thursday night. So you look at it in context and you think, yeah, you know, Arsenal were always expected to win. But what I at least hoped or at least expected is, you know, the Man City game, they beat us 4-0, but we showed character. We showed that we showed a way of playing that encouraged me moving forward. But there was none of that in that first half. None at all. The first goal, I mean, we'll get on to Luke Ayling, obviously, in a little bit. But why is he giving that back pass to Melier? Why? He knows better than Melier that there's Nketiah breathing down his neck, and he's still giving the ball. Now, for me, there's 50-50 blame on Ayling and Melier for that goal. Melier is at fault a little bit, in my opinion, because, yeah, the pass shouldn't have come to him. It was poor decision-making from Luke Ayling. But for me, if the ball was coming at me and I wasn't expecting it, even if he'd have kicked it out and it had gone out for a corner, I'd have just booted it as far away as possible. But he took a touch. He took the touch. As soon as he took the touch, you knew what was going to happen. And Eddie Nketiah, who I said in my preview that we would handle him and that I wasn't really wary of him, he actually scores both goals. Now, I did say that in my preview under the assumption that Cooper was playing. I was kind of shocked to see Cooper wasn't. There was a lot of build-up, you know, speculation saying that he would be back. So that's kind of where I had my assumption from there. But yeah, look, we conceded the opening goal, and it was just the start of things to come, really. The second goal comes after 10 minutes. Well worked goal from Arsenal, really. It was slight poor defending from Leeds, but the second goal I could kind of live with more than that first one. The first one was just so unavoidable. Really, really poor decision making from Luke Ayling. You know, in that first half as well, we had no shots, but yet at one point a stat came up saying that Leeds had more at the ball. How, I do not know. It didn't seem that way at all. It was one-way traffic, and Arsenal were completely dominant in that game. Martinelli were having a field day against Luke Ayling. Rafinha looked frustrated, but he looks like he cares, Rafinha. That's one thing I will say. Yeah, his form's dipped sort of in the second half of the season, but he does care. And yeah, regardless of if Leeds stay up or not, he will leave at the end of the season. But whilst he's here, he does look like he cares and he's trying his absolute best. But because of a certain incident that I'm about to talk about, he played the majority of the game at right wing back, which, that's not his position at all. He's not defensive minded in the slightest, and he's being asked to do a job. Gellert started as well, but he had to be sacrificed due to an absolutely stupid moment in the first half. Luke Ayling sees red after a shocking challenge on Martinelli. I just don't understand the thought process from Luke there. I really don't. I like Ayling. Seems like a really good character around the dressing room. This season is been poor. I think that's fair to say. It has been a poor season from Luke Ayling standards. And you could see that the ball comes over to Martinelli. Now he holds his hand up like that for offside, but he should know better that in this league, until anything happens after it, the ref's not going to blow up. The flag's not going to go up as well. If Arsenal had have maybe gone on and scored, VAR may or may not have overruled it anyway. So all he had to do in that scenario, in my opinion, as Martinelli's picked it up near corner flag, hold him up the best you can and just hope that the rest of the team is in shape still in the box, preparing for an in-swinger into the box. But he doesn't really dive in, he jumps in. His feet are off of the floor, studs are showing. Doesn't really win the ball, he kind of wins the ball from his private parts, let's say, like, kind of shoves it out. And you could tell that he knew, 'cause he initially sees a yellow card, but me and my uncle were, you know, both watching it, and I said, "This is a red, this." I went, "How he's giving him a yellow, I do not know. It's a blatant red card." Um, Shocking sort of decision from ref in first place, and obviously VAR looked at it and he gave a red, but you could tell that Ayling kinda knew as well because he was saying sorry to an Arsenal player as he was walking away from it. He was going, "I'm sorry, I'm sorry." But the one thing about that whole incident that baffled me was how Rafinha acted. He could have got himself sent off there. He gets himself booked because, and you could see in his face, like, he just wouldn't leave it alone, like, and I don't get what he's got to argue about really, because you know, it's a red card. Like, I get you trying to defend your teammate and you kind of trying to clutch at straws a bit, trying to, save him from being sent off, but it's a red card, let's be real here. It was a blatant red card. Stupid decision from Luke Ayling. He's now banned for the rest of the season. What is the back four going to look like now? Because Dallas usually slots in at right back, but for obvious reasons, he's not. You know, he could have massively ballsed it up for us now, and it's looking very bleak at the minute. When we move into the second half, and Arsenal, they could have wrapped that game up early in the second half. There were an influx of shots that were just going slightly wide, or the Melier was only just saving, had a few corners, a dominating ball, and I was just thinking I was saying, like, we'll do well to keep it at this, because it just seemed like a matter of time that they'd score another and just kill the game completely off. But then Leeds United got their first corner in the 66th minute, I think it was. In swinger from Harrison, and we score from Diego Llorente at the back post. He slots it home, and it's 2-1. And yeah, I tweeted it, and I was thinking, God, are you telling me there's actually a chance here? Like, are we going to do the unthinkable and get a point at the Emirates? And, it's amazing what a goal can do because we started playing a bit better. It wasn't great still, but we were stringing passes, completing passes, having chances, and I think was it Rodrigo from a free kick. If that header that he only just got a little bit of contact on, if that's more contact, that's 2-2. And I'm probably sat here speaking in a completely different way. But at the end of the day, it's you know the result that matters, and the scoreline is very flattering towards us because it wasn't a 2-1 game. It was if it had been 4 or 5-1, I wouldn't have maybe complained at that. Even in first half, they had chances to kill the game off. That first half an hour, just you know, we capitulated in that first half. No character, no fight, no desire. In the second half, we saw a little bit more fight. Why Rodrigo started on bench, I will never know. Gellart, as I said, really uh, feel sorry for him. Gets his opportunity to start the game, and due to absolute stupidity and idiocracy from Luke Ayling, finds himself being subbed off just to be sacrificed because we brought on Pascal Struijk. Nice to see Bate get a run out. Thought he looked okay, but at the end of the day, we lose. Everton win. So Leeds United now sit in the relegation zone. Still, same amount of points as Burnley, but obviously they've got a much superior goal difference. Everton a point above us and Burnley. They currently sit 16th. Now, I need to be careful with how I kind of say what I'm about to say, but psychologically now, I'm of the mindset that not that we're going down because it ain't over yet, but I'm trying to just get my mindset into the thinking of, that it probably is going to happen or that it could happen. And if it doesn't, then it's a huge bonus. And I'll be so elated if we can stay up. But I was confident going into the Chelsea game, even prior to this, that Luke Ayling's red card, what lineup are we going to see against Chelsea? I'm just not confident at all now. I'm just not confident of anything. Brighton just beat Man United yesterday 4-0. I'm not I'm not saying that means anything, but they'll be full of confidence coming into that. We never do well against them. If it goes down to the final day and all three teams are still at risk of being relegated, I'll feel slightly more confident just because Everton have got to go to Arsenal on the final day. We've got Brentford away, and of course, Burnley have got Newcastle. So, but anything can happen. But it is looking incredibly bleak now. And you just don't know what, psychologically, how it's going to affect the players now that we sit in that bottom three. I don't care what happens, whether we stay up or not. You cannot blame Marsh for anything that is happening at the minute. Whoever was negligent in the previous two transfer windows, whether it was Bielsa's stubbornness or if it was the board saying no, we will never know, but someone somewhere was very negligent in those transfer windows. The fact we didn't bring a striker in January was criminal. We haven't signed a centre midfielder since Adam Forshaw. It's just not. It's just not looking good, is it, people? Let's be real here now. It's arse nipping time. And I wasn't usually I get really het up and angry when Leeds lose, but I wasn't even angry today. I was just disappointed that we didn't give more and we didn't show more fight, especially in the first half. But yeah, I'm just going to leave it there now, people. There's not much for me to say. As I said yesterday, my next video will be the Chelsea preview on Tuesday. Depending on how that game goes, that could be the last video for a week or so. As I said, I do move house on Thursday. So it's going to be a busy week for me. So apologies in advance. I'll try and get some bits out if I can, but if not, you know why. And yeah, we'll leave it there. As I said at the beginning, smash that like, please subscribe if you're brand new, share all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below, and I'll see you in a bit. Cheers.